Welcome back, AutoCAD Technician students. This video is going to show you how to use coordinate inputs and angular input to draw lines at specified angles and to kind of draw lines that you're not sure that are maybe not specified on a drawing. As some of you are going to see in Learning Plan 5 Part 1, this drawing here is not completely defined and it may be difficult to decipher or figure out where to start. So what I'm going to show you is a way to get started on this one. So when we talk about coordinate systems, basically you're talking about a Cartesian coordinate system, your x, y's, and z's. X being the horizontal axis, y being vertical axis in AutoCAD. Okay, so everything works off that coordinate system. If we turn on our grid is a coordinate system. So every line on here, every square is a specific coordinate or a unit. So we can use those units to specify points. Now this is very helpful when making drawings for use in CNC mills or lathes or using drawings to using a laser cutting machine, because everything in those systems is based off a common point or an origin or a 0 point. So instead of drawing way out here in space, we're being more specific and we're saying we're going to start our drawing at our origin or 0, 0, and we're going to make drawings off of that point. Okay, so now to make this drawing, it may be confusing to start out at 0, 0. What I'm going to do is show you to actually start making your lines, making this internal image, and then moving it at a later time to your origin. Okay, so let's get started here. Got a base drawing here, no grid lines or anything. If we look at our drawing, we can see, I'll just start at this point. I'll make a line, a horizontal line, 30 units long. Doesn't matter where I start it. Okay, you can use the shift key to turn ortho on and off. Okay, oh, my bad. Otherwise I have polar snap turned on in the snap settings down here. So I can draw a line and it'll snap to your poles. That's your 0, or 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay. So I'm going to make it at 0 degrees, 30 units long. Okay, so I made a line 30 units long. Now the tricky ones are the angles. So what I'm going to do to actually specify a specific angle, which is defined in this drawing, you can see these are 135 degrees. You might have to find the complementary angle, which is 45. Okay, so all these lines are at a 45 degree angle, or 135 depending on which way you look at it. And they're 25 units long. So, zoom in a little bit here. To draw a line at a specific angle, you can either try to eyeball it. If you look on the screen, you can see the angle or the degrees change. I don't like eyeballing things. So what you do is you actually push the tab key, and now you can see that the angle is highlighted. I can type in 45, push tab again. Now I'm locked at 45 degrees. Remember, it was 25 units long. There. So I made a line 25 units long at exactly 45 degrees. Okay. So now let's just continue our line here. Go into this drawing. You see we go 50 units long. Oops, wrong one. So I'm going to start at this point here. Again, using polar, ortho, however you want to do it. Type in 50. Now remember, these are actual coordinates. They're not based off of 0, but they're based off the last point. So that makes them relative coordinates. Now, we should talk a moment about relative coordinates. Relative coordinates are always based off a point, the point you are at. Okay, so they're relative from where you're sitting now, basically. Absolute coordinates are coordinates that are based off of a zero or an origin point. So when we're using this input here, we're actually using a relative coordinate. Okay, so again here I'm going to draw my 45-degree angle. So we push tab, 45. Oh, I pushed enter, so I don't know my length there. So tab 45, tab 25 units long. Okay, and then this next one is going to be, again, 50. Again, polar is on. Our polar snap is on. Now we need to make another line at 45 degrees. Push tab. Actually, this is going to be 135 now. So on the opposite side. I did it again, guys. This is what I was talking about, complementary angle. So on here we're specifying 45-degree angle. This we're specifying 135 because we're actually going the other direction of the angle. Okay, so it actually measures on the right-hand side of the line. So this is going to be 135 degrees. Oops. Tab 135 degrees. Okay. 135 tab 25 units long. There we go. Okay, another straight horizontal line. So our polar snap takes care of that for us. We'll do 50 units long. We need to do another 45-degree angle, so, or 135 I mean. 135 at 25 units long. Okay. So there's our base, our inside of this drawing. There's this drawing right here. So now we can actually specify or offset these lines 30 units. So using the offset tool you learned in earlier lessons, we can specify the outer part of this. So offset, it says specify offset distance, 30 units. We can offset this, offset that, offset that, offset that. Okay, we can connect our lines. Notice how I use the repeat line tool there. It's just a quicker way rather than going over to the side of the screen to repeat your last command. Okay, so that's our base, the center here. I'm going to let you guys figure out how to do the outside. There's multiple ways you can draw lines from here and then trim them off later where they intersect, or however you want to do it. Okay, I'll let you guys figure that one out. But so that's using coordinates to get us started, and then using angular definitions to define 45-degree angles. Now say I wanted to move part of this drawing to the origin. I select my object, say I want to move this part to the origin. Move, it's our base point, and we can see I don't have origin snap specified. Second point is going to be you know what I did there? I specified 0, 0, and notice that it didn't move. Okay, remember we were talking about relative coordinates. Okay, so we're actually defining where to go from here. Okay, so that's not going to work. Okay, so before I tried to type in a 0, 0 to move this object over to our origin. Remember, that didn't work because it's relative coordinate based. So if we specify 0, 0, it did not move anywhere because we're saying move 0 in the x direction and 0 in the y direction. Okay, so a quick way to fix this, to get this object onto the origin, is turn your grid on. So let's turn our grid on, and then we turn on grid snap. So what that is, it'll allow me to snap to certain parts of the grid. So I'm going to select my object here, right click, move, select my base point, zoom way in down here. Okay, see how it goes right to the origin, snaps right to the origin. Okay, that's an easy way to do it. That's the easiest way I've found to do it. And then we can actually zoom, E for extents, brings our drawing, type in grid, off, turns the grid off, and that point that I specified was right on the origin, so that is at 0, 0. So when you do your drawing, you're actually going to have this outer square, and you're going to move that to the origin. Okay, if you have any questions, contact your instructor. Happy drawing!